Hi everybody, it is not technically Friday, it's Saturday, but I'm determined to move and to get my body feeling great. So join me on the mat. Let's start today seated. Find a comfortable seat. Get yourself comfortable. It could be crisscross, it could be on your knees, legs to the side, whatever feels good. And get yourself into a moment where you can settle in and finally take that breath. It's been a long, long week if you're an educator like I am. My first official week of school in the books. And it was long. Take a deep breath in. And let it out. And now the weekend has arrived. And the weekend is to de-stress and refresh. And that's what today's practice is about. So whether or not you're an educator or just any human that works and needs a break, this is the practice for you. Settle in your body. Start to notice if anything feels uncomfortable. Set yourself up. Get into a very comfortable spot. Taking your thoughts away from your to-do list. Taking your thoughts away from work. Taking your thoughts away from stress. Each inhale brings you closer to you. Each exhale pushes away the stress, even if just for the next 30 minutes. You deserve some you time. Everything else will wait for you. I have lots of pickups after this in practices, in games. It'll happen. I'm taking these 30 minutes. One more breath in. Slowly, let's warm up our necks. Looking down. Slowly carve a line, looking one way. Back down. And then the other. Be gentle with your neck. Looking up and down. Slow, easy does it. Easy does it. Come back to center. Let's start moving our wrists. All that typing, texting. Roll your wrists one way and then the other. Open up those hands, those fingers, really open, and then close them in tight. Open and close. Open and close. And then we could start moving our elbows one way. And then the other. Start doing a dance. Our shoulders, we could put our hands on our shoulders and roll them forward. Breathing as we do so. Always coming back to your breath. Let's go the other way, opposite direction, going back. Feel where it feels tight and just lean into that a little bit. Gently, slowly. Hands come down to the mat. Inhale your right arm up. And bend all the way over, leaning into your left side. in and out, feeling that stretch along your right side body. Head could be looking up, straight, or you could be looking down, where it feels best in your neck. Take an inhale in. Start to straighten your body and let your right arm fall to the ground and your left arm can come up and over. Side bend. Feeling the stretch along your left side body. Inhaling, exhaling. On your next inhale, straighten your body up. Bring both arms up. Inhale, look up. Exhale, arms come down. Your right arm will touch your left knee and bring your left arm behind you for a side twist. As you inhale, you'll sit up tall. And as you exhale, see if you can look over your shoulder and twist a little more. Nothing should be hurting or straining. Allow your breath to guide you. Inhaling, we grow a little taller. Exhaling, perhaps just a nudge more of the twist. On your next inhale, both arms will come up. Back to center. Turn towards the right. Your left hand will touch your right knee and your right arm will come down behind you. Maybe you're touching your thigh. Inhaling as we grow taller. Exhaling, gentle twist. Coming back to the breath. It's always so hard. Sometimes we're holding our breath. On your next inhale, both arms come up. Hands at heart center. And we'll move on to all fours. So you can lean forward to get to a tabletop position. I'm just going to turn this way. So our hands are underneath our shoulders. Our knees are underneath our hips in a tabletop position. From here, we can take a gentle sway back and forth, forward and back. And let's stretch out our wrists a little bit. Take your hands and put them to the side of your mat. So your fingers are pointing to the side. And gently, ever so gently, move your body forward and move your body back. Slow going, easy going. If that feels okay and you want to try to get a deeper stretch, move your hands so they're facing your knee. Now you may have to move them back a little bit so you're not overstraining. You might want to even sit up before you do that to see where you can place them. So we're being very, very gentle. Very gentle. Toes can be tucked if that seems to help. And then when you're moving forward and back, it is small, small movements. You're going to feel that stretch. Easy does it. If that doesn't feel good, go back to the side. That might feel a little bit better. Take our hands back to front position. And then I invite you to try flipping your hands over again. Come up on your knees so we're not putting all our weight into our hands. Flipping your hands over so your palms, you're going to have to move your arms closer to your knees so you're not putting all your weight in. So we're just stretching out slow movements to help our wrists. If this feels too much, try putting your hands facing each other. Slow motion back and forth. Notice I'm up on my knees a little bit more. I'm not putting all my weight. And I'm just slowly moving back and forth. And then we can face them forward. A lot of times we don't get the chance to stretch our wrists like this. So it could be something new. All right, come off your wrists, give them a little roll. Little shake, little shake, shake them out. And we'll get back to it. Let's put our hands a little bit above where our shoulders are. Tuck those toes under and we'll come into our first downward dog. Raise your knees off the mat. Push that bottom all the way up into a downward dog position. In downward dog, we can stay and paddle at our dog. Find that nice stretch across your back body. Shake your head no, shake your head yes. Give yourself a smile, let go of that tension in your jaw, and find that breath. If downward dog feels too much in your hands, shoulders, come on down to your knees. And you can do this down dog from tabletop position. Just stay right here. Wherever you are, we are going to meet up at the top of the mat. To get there, gaze up towards the front, and you can walk your feet right to the front of the mat. And we were in a forward fold position. Again, shake your head loose. And we're going to gently roll up to a mountain pose. Find your mountain pose. Ground your feet, all 10 toes, into the mat. Your feet are hip distance apart. That's about 2 fists, because we're measuring hip distance from the inner hip, not the outer hip. So it's not that wide of a stance. So we are in a mountain pose, hands to our side. Our first sun salutation of the day. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands underneath the knees, flat back. If you have blocks, hands are on blocks. Exhale, forward fold. Hands on the mat. Step your left foot back and drop your knee. We are in a runner's lunge. From here, stretch on back. We'll find some movement and some mobility moves as we inhale forward. Exhale, stretch back, half split. Inhale forward. Exhale, back to a half split. You're going to feel that nice stretch. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. One more. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Come back to your runner's lunge. Place your left hand down on the mat and we'll twist open with our right arm heading towards the sky. Gentle twist. Opening up our body. And come back down. Pick up that back foot and bring it back up to the top of the mat. We're in a forward fold. Slowly roll up to mountain pose. Hands at heart center. Second side, inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot back this time and drop that knee. We are in a runner's lunge. And let's stretch out on this side. We'll exhale as we go back. Inhale as we go forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, feeling that stretch, never pushing it, just feeling what your body is giving you, and inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale, it's our last one. Exhale. Inhale forward. Place your right hand down on the mat. Bring your left arm up to the sky for a gentle twist. Inhaling and exhaling here. Bring your hand back down to the mat. Step up off that knee and bring your right foot back up to the top of your mat in a forward fold position. Slowly inhale as we roll up to mountain pose. And exhale back down at heart center. Step your right foot back really wide. And position your feet so your left leg is pointing to the front of the mat. Your right foot is angled toward the side of your mat. And your heels are either in alignment, heel to heel, or heel to back arch. Find your balance. Let's get our hips square, which means we want to face them toward the front of the mat. If that means you have to adjust your back foot, it's okay, just adjust. Try to get those left hip and right hip facing forward. It was always a question for me. How do I know? If you put your fists on your hip bones, right now they're facing towards you. I want to move my body gently, not jarring it, but gently guide it so that my hips are now facing the front of the mat. Our knee is over our ankle. I can still see my toes. And we'll raise our arms. Warrior two position. Strong warriors we are. Finishing our very first week of school, if you're an educator, as many of you are. And even if you're not, you just had a great work of a week. It is your weekend. You did it. You're a warrior. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, bring that left arm above and back. Your right arm is going to hold on to the back leg. We are now peaceful warriors. As classroom teachers, we need to bring peace into our classrooms. So if we feel peace, our students will feel peace. It's a never-ending cycle, but it's so important. Find your inner peaceful warrior and let it out. One more inhale in. Exhale your left arm onto your front knee. Bring your top arm up into a side angle. We can also be right above our ear. Extended side angle pose. Take a few breaths here. One more inhale in. We'll raise back up, warrior two. From warrior two, let's glide on down to the mat into this high lunge. Bring your left foot back. We are in our first plank pose. If a plank pose, not great for the shoulders right now, drop those knees, tabletop it. And from tabletop, you can do some back bends from cat-cow. We're gonna head down, if you're in a plank, all the way down to your knees, to your belly, to your chest. We are on the ground, our hands are next to our shoulders. We're going to inhale into a baby cobra. Exhale. One more inhale in. Exhale down. If you're in tabletop, you're doing some cat-cows. We will pass through up into tabletop, up into downward dog, pedal those feet out. Look up towards the top of the mat. Step your feet up into a forward fold position. Gentle gliding motion, swaying, and gently roll all the way up to mountain pose. Hands up, exhale down at heart center. Reset here. Second side. Step your left foot back, and I'm going to just switch positions so you can see this side. So your left foot steps back. Again, we're aligning our feet, finding that balance, getting ourselves set. Our right front leg is bent. Left leg, foot is pointing towards your side of the mat. Raise those arms up. Our hips square to the front. If not, gently just guide them. Bringing our arms up into warrior two position. Strong warriors on this side. Inhale forward. Exhale into peaceful warrior. Our arms are up above us. Our gaze can be looking up, neutral, or could be looking past, down, wherever it feels great in your neck. And also your arm could be behind your back if that helps support you. Taking a moment here for us peaceful warriors. Peace. Exhale. Bring that right forearm down to your knee. Left arm comes either straight up or right over our ears. Extended side angle. Take a few breaths here. Inhale in. Next exhale, come up and back into warrior two. And we'll again spiral down. Bring that right leg back. We are in a plank pose or in a tabletop pose. Strong, strong plank. You've got this. You've got this. Hard things we can do. Exhale, lower down to your knees. Belly, chest. Inhale up into baby cobra. One more inhale. Exhale down. Move through up into a downward dog. Pedal that dog out. Gaze up to the top of the mat. Walk your feet in a forward fold position, a gentle sway, and then roll yourself up. Arms up to the sky, hands at heart center. From here, we'll take a chair position. Inhale your arms up, and then slowly lower yourself into a seated position. Great for your legs, quads, strength of a warrior, and forward fold. Release. Inhale, roll up. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, lower down into a chair. You've got this. You've got this. Feel the shake. Shake is good. And release, forward fold. From here, I challenge you, as you come up, to lower into a seated position until you can come to the floor, placing your hands on the floor. See if you can stay in this squat position. You can feel it in your toes. It's a great stretch for your toes. See if you can stay here for a moment, perhaps even letting go, only if it feels good. Otherwise, hands here. and then release to your bottoms. And we'll get into a bound angle pose where our feet will be touching. Now, you need to feel what feels good. Heels really close, your feet really close, or stretch out a little, or even a little bit more. What allows you the comfort and what allows you a little bit of stretch? So play around. And as you're playing around, you can flap like a butterfly, as we tell the kids, butterfly legs. And then come to a place of stillness when it feels good to you. You can hold those feet together. You can give your toes and feet a great little massage. You know, no matter what kind of job you have, you are most likely walking, standing. I know for my position, I'm standing most of the day. So any chance I get to give myself a little foot massage, I take it. So take a second. Alrighty. Come to stillness. Feel that stretch through your legs. From here, we'll take our legs in and straighten them out right in front of us. I'm just going to turn so you can see. We'll be sitting straight up. Inhale our arms up. And then we're going to gently hinge forward, gently, gently, and lower our hands wherever they fall. Maybe they fall on the knees. Maybe they fall on the ankles. Perhaps they touch the toes. And perhaps your body folds over and your head is resting on your knees. Everybody's flexibility is different. But the more we practice, the more mobile and flexible our bodies will be. And that's the goal. Just keep moving. Feel that stretch behind your legs, the back of your legs. And the more we hold positions, the more our body opens up. So as we're breathing, you may not even realize it, but you're getting a little bit lower with each breath. And the more you do something, just like we tell our students, the better you become. So the more you give yourself self-care, the more your body is going to thank you. Inhale, we'll gently sit up. Let's bend our knees in and we're going to find our backs. Gently, gently, gently lowering down. Let's bring our knees in. Bring our neck and head and shoulders up into this little cocoon position and bring your left leg out and then your right leg. And you can move your top body along with it. However you may, you want to twist just to get a little bit of core work. I almost like to sneak in just a touch. One of my weakest areas. I try. I sneak it in. One more. Gently hug those knees. We're going to do one bridge position. So feet flat down. Hands are on the mat. Inhale, lift that bottom off the floor. You may need to rearrange your shoulders, pick them up, and then lower them. And stay up here. If you'd like to clasp your hands underneath, you can do that. We're going to take 5 deep breaths in here, keeping that bottom up. If you're feeling your hips are lowering, gently raise them back up. You've got this. 2 more breaths. Last breath in and out. And gently lower to the ground. Bring your knees in. Before you bring your knees in, move your hips over to the right just a touch. Bring your knees in and then let them drop over to the side. Arms can be out. You could be gazing over your right shoulder. Your left hand might rest on your legs, resting on your knees, or gently pressing them down a bit, not forcing anything, just being gentle with yourself. Come back to center. Knees are down and you're going to rearrange and put your hips over to the left. Bring those knees in, let them drop to the right, and gaze out past your left shoulder. Bring your legs back in. Give yourself one more hug, knees in, and then stretch those legs out straight. Get into a comfortable position. Arms can be on the floor or on your belly. And I invite you now to take a moment again to let go of any thoughts that are creeping in of what you have to do next. So imagine those thoughts as clouds in the sky, and you're watching these clouds go by. So the thoughts will come in and you'll let them, no judging, and let them go. For these next few minutes, these next few glorious minutes, just if something creeps in, acknowledge it and let it go. And I'll let you know when it's time to come out, and we'll end our practice together. But take these next few minutes for yourself. If you have time to stay here, I invite you to. But if you need to get going, start to have a wiggle in your fingers and a wiggle in your toes. Arms can come above and take a beautiful long stretch. Start to move your body onto one side. Support yourself as you come back up into a seat. Sitting up the same way we started. Moving a little bit back and forth. Hands can be at heart center on the belly, or just gently resting on your knees, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I breathe in peace and I let go stress. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I wish you nothing but peace and de-stressing for the next couple of days, for this weekend, for you. Thanks for joining. Come back again.